I am one of them ones that broke your heart. And I have to tell you something. It's how they feel about you. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. I'm hearing something about the subconscious mind. I heard melodies locked away in the subconscious mind. Melodies locked away. Melody make you do a little rock, right? When you hear a melody of a song, you pick it up, and it's a part of the sound that you listen to when you move, when you dance. Okay, so this person, they know deep down inside what's wrong, but it's something it's in their subconscious, but it's something that they ignore. Okay, they know it, but they ignore it. Okay. All right. So this person broke your heart, and they did it on purpose. Okay? And the reason why they did this is because their heart is broken. It's been broken for a long time. From childhood wounds, been broke. Okay? Never healed. So all of that pain from their brokenness that was never healed and never tended to, they tend to, how can I say, spew that energy on others. And you just so happen to be one of them to receive it. Okay? If a heart is broken, it doesn't know how to love. It doesn't know how to feel love. It barely knows how to accept it, because it will feel funny, and it will be deemed as a lie to one who has a broken heart and hasn't done the work to mend it, or didn't get proper attention when they were younger to get the help they needed when the heartbreak took place. We have many adults around us that walk this earth that their heart is still broke from when they was a child. Broke, okay? And they try to continue to live life because what else are they supposed to do? Right? And it's just that they're living life with pain. So they'll use other things to fill the void that the broken heart has left for an extended period of time. An extended stay of a broken heart is defeating. It is very defeating. Okay, that right there can take a person way down and they might not get back up. That's when you see people like get hooked onto substances. You know, they have substance abuse, then they have all these addictions to all types of things. You could just name a few in your mind right now. It's not difficult to, because there's so many, right? So when you see people that have like a high level of promiscuity, a lot of times it's because their heart was broken. Their daddy wasn't around, their mother wasn't around, or their mother was doing things in front of them that they shouldn't have. So the child has been exposed to some things that are on that or in that alignment of crazy work, which in turn affects the child's perception of life. There's many reasons as to why a person is who they are. That's why, like, I really try my best not to be so judgmental, just because a lot of what we see is because hearts were broken as children. A lot of these people that we see that's tripping right now, their heart has been broken for a long time. And they just been walking around like that. So when they angry and they got an attitude and they talking crazy, I can't say that is cool, because it's not. However, I can see that it's just pain that they don't know what to do with. It's just pain. So this individual that broke your heart knows that there's so much inside of them that makes them frustrated and angry. A lot of these individuals that broke your heart had anger issues. 0 to 100 real quick, lashing out. And quickly will blame you or someone else, never taking accountability, it's likely that you saw them be disrespectful to somebody before. It doesn't matter who it is, but you've seen it before. And that's that anger inside of them. It's unleashed when you least expect it, because they don't have a good grip on themselves. So a lot of these individuals, they want to love, but they don't know how, because they didn't have it. Some people didn't have that love when they were growing up, so they don't really know how to give it. How am I supposed to give it if I ain't never received it? How is that? That doesn't even make sense. Now, there are a select few that do have like magic powers, and they are able to tap into their lineage of love, like the aspect of their ancestral lineage that is full of love, and they focus on that. And not everybody could do that. There's some very select few individuals that overcome circumstances of their frustration, of their heartbreak, and I'm talking about childhood heartbreak. Childhood heartbreak that was never addressed. That's one of the most difficult heartbreaks to deal with or to heal from, especially if it's been a long time since you even had the courage to look at it. Because that's a lingering heartbreak, and it's you become a liability in others' lives. So this person knows that they had became a liability, not an asset. Their energy is just taxing. You get around, you know, some people that you were in a relationship with, their energy taxed you out. There was too many taxes to pay. Like, wait, where is my money though, that I can actually utilize for my growth? Because you taxing me, you taxing everything. I don't have nothing left. There's some people like that, and those are the people usually that they've been living without that source energy, because they don't, the love is really what connects you to that source energy. And if you don't have that, and you're just talking it but you're not about it, and you're not really living that life, you're gonna have trouble. And that's why so many individuals that you were in relationships with treated you like crap, because they look at themselves like crap. So how they supposed to treat you any better than that? This is one of the reasons why it's so important to make sure that you're dealing with somebody who loves themselves. Because if you're dealing with somebody and you see all these insecurities and they don't love themselves and they always talking down about themselves, that is a sign to run. Get away from them. Give them a good word or two if you got some for them. But other than that, don't allow them to suck you dry. You won't have nothing left. You're going to be a raisin in the corner by yourself. Raisin in the sun. Okay? Dried up. No moisture. Okay? Is that the life you want to live? Of course not. But this is just basically stating that you can let go. It's okay to let go, because that person has to be strong enough and willing to make the changes for themselves. They can't be babied as an adult. I know what they went through was rough, but they're going to have to snap out of it. Now, you could be the catalyst to help them snap back into reality, to just guide them and tell them, look, this is what I see in you. And sometimes people like that, they get mad at you when you try to show them a thing to help them through what they're going through. Sometimes they get mad at you and they want to curse you out. And you're like, okay, well, hope you heard what I said, but I'm going to go now. I'm going to go now. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to release myself, because there's a time when you know that there's a time when you know you can stay in a situation, and then there's a time when you know you gotta go. Because if nothing's getting better and you see the person not changing their way of thinking, because that's where it's really at. If they're not willing to make the change, then it's pointless for you to stay. And I feel like many of you had gotten to that point, and you had to remove yourself, and it was the best thing you could have ever done for yourself. So many people have heartbreak from childhood. It has never been healed, and you see people outside tripping because they're looking for love in the wrong places, and they start dancing with the devil. They be dancing with demons, talking about, oh, this is love. No, honey, no. Damn it, Becky. That's a damn it, Becky moment. Okay? No, that's not. That's a demon. It's drooling. You don't see it? You see that long tongue is purple. It look like a giraffe tongue. That's a demon. You see his skin is clammy, hot and sweaty. Okay? That's not love. Okay? It's not, but a lot of them don't know. They don't know because they think they start to equate just any type of attention to love, even if it's bad attention. Then they start doing any damn thing. Anything. Anybody look, they're like, oh, you want some of this? Yeah, come get it because I need some love. But that's not love. That's not love. That is death in a bottle, like drinking poison. So that's really what it is. It's not you, okay? So don't be thinking it's you. I mean, sometimes it could be some of y'all, because I know some of y'all could be a lot to handle for some of y'all. But in the context of this message, this person, their heart is broken, and it has never been healed, and they don't know what to do with all that pain because they deem it as too difficult to even look at when it comes to doing their shadow work. So they take it out on the closest one near them. That's why you see a lot of parents be disrespected by their children, by their grown children, because something happened. Maybe their father wasn't around, or their mother or father wasn't around, or didn't show them the love that they wanted, or that they saw their friends get, or something like that. And yeah, there's grown people that still have mommy and daddy issues, for real. And if they don't address them, they just gonna be walking around breaking people's heart because their heart is still broken. So if you look at all of the people that broke your heart in such a way to where they just dancing with demons every day, I'm hoping that helps you to release them and stop holding on to them, because you are breaking your heart worried about why they broke your heart, when why they broke your heart actually has nothing to do with you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I need y'all to let go of that. For real. Spirit is giving me this message on purpose. On purpose. Because you have purpose. And you cannot fulfill it if you're walking around like that. You can't. You won't be able to, because you're going to be too distracted. It's like people who are hungry. They can't focus in school. Like those young kids that went to school and they could only eat at school because they didn't have no food at home because their parents were trash or confused. I mean, I call them trash because, we got to get back to the broken hearts. So if you're from a lineage of people that are filled with broken hearts, then it's very likely that you feel like your childhood was trash. Your childhood was trash. You feel like you weren't well taken care of. You feel like you didn't have no love. That comes from a way of thinking and a way of being that was never broken. That's that generational curse. Now it's up to you to be the generational curse breaker. And it's up to that person that broke your heart to be a generational curse breaker. If they choose not to be, then they will continue to infiltrate their future lineage with that same poison. You got to put the bottle down. Stop drinking the poison. You got to put the bottle down eventually. Because if you don't, then that way of thinking and being will continue way after you're gone and this lifetime is done for you. So if you want to stop it, you got to stop it. And it really starts with that broken heart, is what Spirit is giving me right now. Okay, so it's time for you to unbreak that heart and mend it back together. Because that's the only way that you're going to be able to strengthen that potency from the true nature of who you are. And forgive them and move on. It doesn't make sense to hold that grudge. All it does is destroy you. Why would you hold a grudge? against someone who has a problem that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Yeah, they broke your heart in the midst of it all, but just understand why they did. Can you be empathetic enough to forgive them and move on for yourself? Because the forgiveness is not so much for them, it's for you. Okay, so if you deem this energy as resonant with you and you consider this truth as an aspect of the love that you have for yourself, in which you are going to implement into your life so that you can live a better future, drop it down in the comments below. I declare this is an aspect of my future love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. To book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.realkennyrose.org. Also, you could join the membership here on YouTube to gain access to additional content. And I'll see you in the next one.